Good morning. All right, we're back. It is cold this morning, which is bad because it's cold, but it's good because everything's frozen. So we're gonna go and get our field cultivator up here that I want to work on. I don't know if we're gonna put it in the shop just yet because we got this in here and the backhoe, although the backhoe can go out. But we're at least gonna get it up into the driveway where we can drive it around and not be in quite so much mud. So I plugged the 8300 in probably a little over half an hour ago. It's probably still cold, but it should start. So we're gonna take that tractor back there, hook up, and bring that up here. Just trying to think of what all I need to take. I need to take some rags, I know for sure, and we've got to drop the packer that's behind it. We don't want that, so we're just gonna leave it there. So we'll make it happen. Looks like Dad went after a load of logs here today while stuff was frozen. We had them logs that we cut up that one day piled along the river. He's got a whole bunch of them, but he grabbed a few. So anyway, I've got, I don't know if you can see it way down there, a guy here with a little bit of seed for me, so I got to go get him unloaded. That is clover seed. That's some of our cover crop that we're going to spread into our wheat. We'll talk about that later too. Okay, we're back here. Let's go get a field cultivator. Look, I even picked up a hitchhiker. Just randomly show up out of nowhere. Okay, so this is kind of where we store some of our bigger tillage equipment because, well, we don't have room up there. We are after that little field cultivator right there. Anybody wants a 96 Dodge Ram 1500 truck that it runs, but it's in pretty rough shape, let me know. I bet it's Phil's truck, but I bet he would sell it. You guys, you forgot to tell me that we didn't have our clevis on the tractor. See down there, we have a single lip on our tongue. And over there, we have the same. But that isn't gonna work. We needed that piece. It goes on the top, so now when the pin goes through, it'll stay. Take two. Okay, we got the pin in. Looks like Brock's got a little washing to do. We're not gonna worry about hydraulics back here because I don't need them to be up. It's already up off the ground. We do, however, need to pull the pin on the packer here and get this disconnected on the hydraulic side. The jack is already down, so it should be fairly simple. Now, see if it's not frozen to the ground. It's not, because it's rubber tires, and that the tires have air in them, which they do. We're winning today. If you didn't know any better and that snow wasn't there, you'd think we were getting ready for spring or something. Pulling the field cultivator up, the ground looks dry. It's not, it's frozen, but still. Okay, we got to make a little bit of room in here, so we're going to get the backhoe out. I'm going to try really hard to leave that conveyor in here, but we're going to have to take it out, put the field cultivator in, and then see if we got room on the side to get the conveyor next to it or over it or something. We'll see. That is not a fun thing to do today, but we're just getting that little bit of oil dirt, stuff off of the tongue and the hoses there to make it more pleasant to work on. Have plenty of room to get this unfolded in here. This is like a 26-foot field cultivator, I think. Our shop's 30 between the posts here. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, so this is a John Deere 980 field cultivator. We bought this new back in the 90s. I was a kid. I remember we bought it and we actually assembled it in the shop right here where it sits now. Yeah, so what we need to do is go through and look at all of these shanks because there's a bushing in there and they'll be wore out. So we're going to take one apart, see what we need to do and what parts we need to get, and then we're going to start getting them and replacing some parts. But this, that's not a good thing. That one's not as bad, but still pretty worn. So, like I said yesterday's video, we don't use this a ton, and so it sometimes fails to get the proper maintenance, and we've got time now and the ability to do it, so we're going to go ahead and fix it and do what we need to do. What?
That's the quarter. It'll work. We need to run things.
Yikes. Bolts, put that on the list. Okay, so we took the bolt out that goes through here, that bolt, and there is actually two bushings in there, and there's a lot of slop in between them. So I'm not sure if both bushings are worn to the point of needing replaced or if just this one. The bolt also clearly has a bunch of wear in it and will likely get replaced. So I'm gonna look. I think we actually have a few of these. I'm gonna look in the parts bin in the back porch of the office, and we'll see what we got, and then we'll make some plans to get some stuff ordered from there. You guys, I think FedEx may have heard me complaining about them, and they sent the big guns. I have no idea what's in this truck. Shop's full again, and check it out. I know what I got now. It's my pixie dust applicator for the glitter. It's my glitter applicator. All right, cool. We'll tear into that later. I don't have time right now. Okay, we got one of these taken apart and got the first bushing out. You can see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's cracked all the way across there. Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't take too much effort for me to break that, but we're gonna get a new one put in. I did find a couple. We had what do we have, two or three new bushings, the big ones, and then some of these smaller ones. So we'll put new stuff in one of them, see how much that tightens it up, and go from there. All right, so we got this one put back together. We didn't have quite the right new bolt for up here, but we've just put one in temporarily that will hold it. I just wanted to see how much it tightens it up. Certainly significantly. But there is still some play. This is an old style shank, or whatever you want to call it, with this bolt through the center. We have replaced a few of them on here that have this newer style, and like this one here, that one is tight. It doesn't move hardly at all. It's all in the spring travel. Well, I guess there is some. So I'm just debating what to do, and exactly here. That is certainly a lot better. I think what we're just going to do is go through and replace the bushings and the bolts on all of those old style ones to tighten them up as much as we can. I do not think it is worth going through and replacing the entire mount and spring and the whole assembly to change them over to the newer style that are a lot tighter even than these with new bushings. So that's just kind of what we're looking at and deciding right now. Okay, I got parts ordered, so they'll be here in a day or 2 or 3 or who knows when. In the meantime, we're going to go through, take them all apart. Brock's taking the shanks off there. We can knock the old bushings out. We got both new bushings and new bolts and nuts coming for them, so all that stuff can be taken out and discarded because they're worn out. We also took apart one of the new style ones over here just to see what that looked like. And the hole is quite worn on it. But the bushing was, well, that's what's left of it. So it was basically gone. We're going to put new bushings in. We'll put new inner bushings in, although these ones are probably not that bad. But there's only 7 of those on here, so not very many of them anyway. All right, I am back here. Brock has got all of the shanks off of at least the old style ones. So as soon as we get our new bushings and stuff, we can start knocking them out and putting the new ones in. There is a hydraulic hose up there. The reason that was all oiled up is because one of our hoses has an actual hole in it. Not just it's leaking a little bit, like it legit has a hole. This hose right under there. So we've got to get that one off. It's a really long hose. It's for the fold cylinder on the wing. Okay, we went and got a hydraulic hose made. So this new one can go back on. And to get the end that goes into the tractor put back on it. So, and then after we get this put back on, we're going to get that roller hooked up and get that delivered. Decided I should unwrap this while Brock's getting that hose installed over there. So this is a dry additive feeder for my seed treater. And it's made by the same company that makes the treater. It's 100% designed for it. There's a port on the auger tube on the treater already that will hook right up to this. And basically we are going to pour our glitter, our Pearl Bright there, into this container, and it will meter it out and distribute it into the seed as we're treating and stuff. So it's got a cord on it with a end already wired on there that will plug right into the bottom of the control panel on the treater already there. And then yeah, appears we have some fuses. There's, I assume, a speed readout there. We've got a knob to adjust the speed of the little auger to control the rate a little bit, and then a switch. Put it in auto, it'll turn on with the treater. Put it in off, it won't turn on. Put it in hand, and that means it runs on its own. So should be fairly straightforward, simple, easy to do. Looks like we're going to have to plug it in as well. That may take a little bit more wiring, but yeah. So my plan is to sometime in the next week or 2 here get the treater in through the shop just to clean it up, make sure I see if I need to replace any hoses or anything like that before we get fired up treating beans here towards the end of the month. So because that roller is so back heavy, I'm a little worried about the negative tongue weight on my hitch or on my truck. So I'm loading up those donut weights we took off the 8R in the back here. We'll put a little extra weight in the back, 900 pounds. That ought to keep it on the ground. Okay, we've got her hooked up. Should be able to let this down. Question still remains: how do I get it unhooked once we get there? Oh yeah, she picked up the back of the truck, but it's still on the ground, so we'll be okay. I do want to get a clip for that pin so that it doesn't bounce out on us. We'll put this forklift back in the shop and we'll go. My weather app keeps lying to me. They keep saying it's going to be warm out, and it's not. I mean, it's like 36, stuff is melting, but it was supposed to be in the 40s today. It's supposed to be in the 50s tomorrow. They're still saying that. I don't know, we'll see. But it's also kind of windy. At least the sun is shining. Let's go. All right, we even got it unhooked and the tongue to stay down. We had to use a little blocking. It's shaky at best, but that's okay. It's there. So yeah, good deal. They've got a fair amount of other equipment sitting around here. Some of it's junk, some of it's decent. I don't know. It'll be all right. Got a nice 2720 John Deere Ripper here. There's a nice, I assume that's a 1590 drill, a Kinsey planter, got a 9410 combine, some tractors up here. A few things. When did you say that sale was? The 22nd? 21st. There's a big belt conveyor, or belt conveyor. Yeah, so the auction is on the 22nd. Their sign over here says it. It is an online only, unfortunately, but that's the way most things are around here. So I think they said it was at like 7 p.m., whatever. Yoder Equipment, I don't know, Tiger Auctions. I'll try and find a link for it, but I don't think they really have anything online just yet. So if you're interested, that's where you can find it. Okay, we made it back. I'm gonna put these weights in the back of the shop because I don't need them for a while, so they don't really need to be in the front. Oh man, the cookie supply is running low. All right, guys, it's time for me to go home. So apparently I'm gonna have to call and figure out what's going on with our rest of our parts for that conveyor so we can get that put together and get it out of the shop here. It's kind of taking up a lot of space, but it's all right, I guess. So we are waiting for parts and pieces for this field cultivator, so that's probably gonna sit there for a while. I think tomorrow we'll get this 8300 out of here. We're gonna bring the 4440 back in the shop because we've got this hydraulic coupler kit that we need to install on that. So that's my plan for tomorrow, and we'll see what else is going on, I guess. Oh yeah, I've gotten several comments today about a whole year's worth of videos. Yeah, yesterday's video was number 365. It's been more than a year since I started making them, obviously, but I figured it out. It was 518 days, calendar days. I made 365 videos. So we're making a bunch, but we're going to keep making them because I'm still enjoying it, and I hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have questions and comments, please leave them down below, and hit that like and subscribe buttons for me if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Now I've got a little light reading to do.